Dylan got it bumping. Dylan got it bumping.
Ready.
And what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the ForAllNerds Show. The voice of the urban geek, the podcast where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. And as always, but for the first time ever, live and in stereo and on your Twitch channel and multiple other places, it's your boy, DJ Benjamin, a.k.a. Quentin Quarantino, Oscar the Slouch, Jimmy Mittrill. Keep that same energy on when you see me, even though you won't see me. Big Grayson energy, as always, here in the spaceship. Here in the new and improved spaceship, which we're still working out the technical kinks on. But as always, I'm joined by
Tatiana King Jones, the Grand Duchess of Tech, also known as the Ting of the North, Dora the Explorer, Miller Shea, Dame, Dot Dash, J Prince of All Saiyans, and T'Challa Bread.
All right. Well, yes, welcome everybody out there. For those who are just still listening on our various platforms like SoundCloud, Spotify, all those places, thank you very much. iTunes, wherever. We still got to get on Tidal like Meg and Bay, do some big things over there. But right now, for those who are watching us live, we are here on Twitch. We are working out the kinks. We are aware that there might be some mess ups, some things not working. But, we just want to make sure, okay, they can hear us. Everybody can hear us out there. They can see us. We know that, it's not perfect, but we're going to get there. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed. Twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. And we're here, we're here.
We're here. And I said this the other day, but nobody could hear me, so I'm going to say it again.
Yep.
And I mean, many appreciations, many gracious thanks to you, because you guys don't know this, but all of this is possible because of DJ Benjamin. The reason why I say that is because DJ Benjamin put in hours, countless hours of research, of working with different people, working with different teams. Shout out to Kaja, shout out to Don Will, shout out to everybody who has tried to assist in getting this off the ground. But again, just me personally, I wanted to thank you, Benjamin. Thank you live. Thank you to everybody. Like, honestly, you helped make this, and this is one of my dreams, actually. So you helped make this dream come true. So thank
Oh, well,
you
you are
very,
so
very
welcome.
much.
Thank you for being along with me. I'm still adjusting my camera live as we go because I'm looking at it, and that's how it's going.
Okay.
But yeah, you're welcome, and thank you because I've just wanted to see this as much as you. We've had this dream of having For All Nerds Show to be more like a talk show that you see on TV or on the internet and everything for a long time than just a podcast. Want people to see our expressions and all those different things, our beautiful faces.
Yes, I was tired of saying, "Oh, if you guys only could
Yes.
see me." It was like, "Oh, you guys got to see Ben Amin's face." Like now, you guys get to see that. This is just another dynamic of the show that we wanted to bring to you guys, and thankfully, because of the fan fam, and also because of the Patreon fan fam, we were able to make this happen.
The scene switching, you got different angles, all kind of things. We're gonna be doing a lot more. You're gonna be seeing a lot of different things on this here Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. So thank you very much for tuning in, man. I'm just sitting here. I'm like trying to check the stream, make sure everything's working at the same time that we're doing a podcast.
Ben Amin is the control
Yes.
room right now. So that's why we said, please bear with us because we're doing a lot at once, like a lot.
I mean, people have been doing a lot this week. So, we're just trying to keep up, basically, maybe more in a better way than certain people have been doing, But, yeah, it's been a wild week. It's like, and that's the problem. Like, you can't really be doing wild things when people are under quarantine because that's all they got. That's all they got. So, oof. But, in some good news, because I feel like there really has not been enough good news lately. Actually, shout out to my man, well, not my man, I don't even know the dude. I did see him in Brooklyn once, John Krasinski. I actually saw him in
No, that's your man's. You got to tell him that. Be like, yo, John, what's up, bro?
I did see him and Emily, in Brooklyn once, walking there, I think they had a baby in a stroller at the time. No,
like recently?
Like about 3, 4, 5 years ago. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, years. Okay. I thought you said during the pandemic. No. Like he had on his quiet place.
Recognize that motherfucker from any other hipster in Brooklyn if he had a mask on? Like, come on. No.
I
barely recognize him that day for that matter.
Any other hipster in Brooklyn. That's funny.
No shots. But no, big shouts to him because I really like his Some Good News thing that he does on YouTube. It's really nice. It has been bringing some tears and some joy to me. So shout outs to him. And that's what we're, working and doing every day over here on For All Nerds. So just bringing some light and love to people because we know it has been a wild time, and it seems to just keep going on and on and on. And I can tell you from experience, from being locked down and stuff, sometimes this stuff, it'll feel like, you're locked down. And so, for those who've never been in a situation like this, it can be mind-blowing. So, we just want to bring something to y'all that, makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. And thank you for being here with us. And, we're live. We're on camera. I'm actually forgetting because I'm so used to now I'm doing my podcast voice again.
You forgot. You can't be doing, you can do your podcast voice. You can't be doing no wild shit. You can, but, people might screenshot it. So you might get a GIF out of this. I do want to add to what you were saying about, everyone going through this time. That's okay if you don't want to share. Like, I know some people feel some type of way about the fact that, people sharing a lot of stuff that's going on in their life, good or bad. But, and some people are just like, well, they're not the sharing type. Like they don't want to put their business out there. And I just want you to tell you guys that that's okay. Like you be mindful of the people who are being quiet too, because they're also can be going through some things. And just because they're not actively speaking about it on social media doesn't mean that they're not going through it. So I just want to share love to those people. I understand because I'm like you, but it's just be mindful that everyone's going through different things and different levels. So we should be very empathetic to each other, as just in general, but especially
we always
now.
talk about that. Like you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what anybody's day is like. And right now, man, like even on social media, like, I like to start off my day like, yo, what's something good that happened to you? And today I did that. But then I was looking at the timeline, and on my timeline, a lot of people were talking about deaths, that they personally were experiencing. And so I felt wild even asking that, But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to retweet all this death or any of that. And so I want to just still ask people, yo, what's good in your life? Because even in the worst of times, and that's something that I can really want to say, and I can relate to people from being locked up. Like, I was locked up before, and it was one of the worst times of my life. It wasn't the worst time of my life, though I can say that. But it was definitely one of them. And even during that one of those worst times of my life, I did mad creative stuff. I kept my mind. I kept my sanity. I read a lot of books. I read like 70-something books in a year, I think, that year. I did a whole lot of things that were actually beneficial to me. And so even though, like, in this time, even though we're all very stressed out and stuff, we can still use this time. And I'm not one of those people who be like, yo, you should be writing a book right now. I'm just one of those people like, yo, no, I'm just like one of the people who's like, you should just keep your sanity right now. Focus on keeping your smile. Focus on being happy every day, because that's the most important thing, And then from there, things will come, because if you're happy every day, a lot better things are going to happen for you than if you're angry, sad, ranting, mad, whatever every day.
Thank you for saying that, Ben. And I was happy today. We did an IG live today with shout out to Professor C. Brandon Obunu, again, Brown University professor. He's a genetics and epidemics expert. We talked this afternoon on IG Live. This whole guys have been following us. You know that he came on, dropped gems during the podcast, and we did a live. Did it again today. We're gonna keep bringing him on too. So we want to make sure you guys stay informed and stay educated. We're gonna also bring him on the Twitch, so you guys be able to see. And again, like you said, Ben, I'm focusing on the good, focusing on the positive stuff. So definitely focus on that. I'm very happy about that. There's some other positive stuff that I was focusing on today, though. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a little thing called Lovecraft Country. Just a little thing. So yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday, Misha Green, who is the showrunner for Lovecraft Country on HBO, first of all, this woman doesn't post on Twitter, period. The last time she posted was January of this year. She posted yesterday, and it was like a GIF with the number 3 overlaid on some video from Lovecraft Country. And I said, wait a minute, what does this mean? What does this mean? Then today, Jordan Peele posted another type image, 3, but it 2, said the number 2 overlaid over it. So I was like, wait a minute. They doing a countdown. Wait, does this mean Friday we getting a fucking full ass trailer?
I saw that from the 3. When I saw the 3, I already knew what was going down. I was like, okay, 3, 2, 1. Where's the 2 and the 1? And
I am so freaking excited. A couple of years back, we actually interviewed Matt Ruff, who is the author of the Lovecraft Country book, the book that the show is based off of. And, we had an amazing time with him. If you guys want to, definitely go back, dig in the crates, listen to that episode, because it was a really nice, really good and informative interview. But, he was telling us about his hopes and dreams for the TV adaptation. And then, now we're finally here. I almost forgot it was happening, bro.
I know it's happening. I'm sorry. I'm so entranced by the Twitch right now. I just can't believe it. But no, I just wanted to give a thumbs up and a smile to everybody out there. But shout outs to Matt Ruff, and I can't wait for Lovecraft Country on multiple levels. First of all, Misha Green is running it, showrunner, woman, I want to say black woman, right? Black woman, showrunner, fire, especially in Hollywood. One of the best books that I've read in a minute, Such a good book.
Such a good book.
And we even asked him when we talked to Matt on the show, because Matt Ruff is a Caucasian white man. And he wrote a book where he captured the feeling of being a black man under police pressure in a way that I don't know if I've ever read it. I've experienced that feeling, but I've never read it. I've experienced that feeling of being in the driver's seat and the cop pulling you over, and you do not know how it's going to end if you're going to walk out of that alive. I've been in worse situations with police, for that matter. So he captured that feeling. Plus, the supernatural elements are so ill. There's so many great little stories. All the characters are so great. It's just the potential for Lovecraft Country is Watchmen level, of social commentary.
It's
plus. You can get Twilight Zone levels of, episodes. Like you could do series, seasons of this show.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it falls right in the vein of all this Get Out
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like the whole Jordan Peele kind of universe, if you will. Like it's the sci-fi components, the horror components, the political components. And like I think that's a great analogy you said, that the fact that it's gonna be or similarity, the similarity to things like Watchmen, or what the overall point of Watchmen was, at least the HBO series. So y'all really, I'm telling y'all, read this book. Ben said it, I said it, but for real, read this book to prepare yourself for this, because I think you'll just have a deeper understanding of it. Obviously, things are going to change from the book, so don't get mad unless
but no,
it's whack or egregious.
But I don't think so. They've got my man, I don't know the actor's name, but he's one of the leads, and he was in Last Black Man in San Francisco, and he's fucking fantastic. Like, dude is such a great actor, so I can't wait to see him get more shine. Yeah, I'm super hyped for it. We'll hopefully get this trailer on Friday. And I think we're going to take a quick break right here. Shout out to everybody watching us live. We'll be right back, kind of like right after this.
Dylan got it bumping. Dylan got it bumping.
And what's up, y'all? Welcome back to this episode of ForAllNerds Show. You like that smooth transition? Yeah, everybody watching right now, did you see that? You saw that? Yeah, it's crazy. It's just gonna get iller from here. I promise you that. I promise you that. Yo, oh my God, we just didn't start it. We gonna be doing all kind of things, playing stuff like we working on doing some Jeopardy on here, working on doing some movie nights. The only thing is, about them rights.
It's wild illegal. That's the only thing is.
That's the only thing. So we might have to do some independent movies, see if we can get some people involved. I see you pointed over there. We got the Twitch coming. I've been rocking Final Fantasy on here. All kind of different things. Thank you for subscribing. Thank y'all so much. Thank you to Patreon for making this happen. We say that all the time, but this is for real. Because all of this is because of y'all. Thank you. So patreon.com/ForAllNerds. Make sure you head over there, hit us up. Thank you if you already are a supporter. Hit us with your guac question because we don't get enough of them from y'all.
Yo. It's like some weeks we get too many and the other weeks
we always
just
get
dry,
a lot,
so
but we don't get enough from Patreon is what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's true.
Never enough from our patrons. Our biggest supporters, our fam over there on patreon.com/ForAllNerds. But like we said, it's now time for the geekly asked questions. The guac is extra. See, that's the one thing. If you're watching this on Twitch, you're not getting all the ill sound effects. Shout out to our producer, Mr. Luna himself, our engineer extraordinaire. who makes it sound so buttery and crisp every week. So, you know, you got to go over to SoundCloud, to iTunes, whatever, even if you are watching this, and go listen to it because it's a whole different audio experience.
Yeah, it is a different audio experience. Like, Luna, you are amazing. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Okay, so for the guac, the first up comes from Maze, aka Bloodshota, Valkyrie Venus. Um, what's the
Let me
next
see.
one?
Bloodshot. That took me a second, but okay. Leona, bruh?
I don't get it.
Bruh. Leona,
I don't get it. Okay.
Leona, bruh?
And this is even worse. This is even worse because remember we talked about Negodamus. Now people can see how you reacting to these names. Taskmaster P.
Wait, like master.
I'm so sorry, Mace. I'm sorry.
I mean, come on, though. I mean, I guess, you know, I guess. All right, yeah.
Silk the Shockmaster. AKA Cousin Pete Rock.
Wait, well, what was Silk the Shockmaster? It's like Silk the Shocker.
Instead of Silk the Shocker.
I don't know what a Shockmaster. Yeah,
I don't know what Shockmaster is.
Sorry, fam. No.
I don't know. I'm so sorry, Mace. Like, it's messed up that the first time we live on this, like, it's your name.
But come on, keep going. He ain't done yet. He got too many for one. Jesus.
I said Cousin Pete Rock, Uncle Charles Xavier, like Uncle Charles Xavier.
I love my Uncle Charles too, but no.
Okay. A Star-Lord is born.
That one
I like
I can
that
go
one.
with. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I like that one. Do the right thing.
Kind of too reminiscent of another one. You know, no. We only have one ting of the north. You know, as it is. Yeah.
Facts. And also, AKA COVID.
Stop. Just stop.
Hey,
get to the damn
sorry.
question.
I tried. Okay. The question goes.
That was
the question goes.
You don't make jokes about that one. That's how I feel. You know, it's too soon, fam. Like, way. Quarantine, Quintino, even that's pushing it. Like, come on now. Come on.
There's nothing wrong with him making light of it, but whatever.
Right, cool.
Anyways, the question goes, what things have you guys learned about yourselves since starting the podcast? How has it changed you? And if you could bring back or add any one person or segment to the show, who or what would it be?
That is
Peace
such a
and
wild
love.
question in a way. Let's see from the start. I'll let you answer first, if you don't mind.
Try to do two things. I'm like talking in the chat, thinking about my question, thinking about the answer. I learned. Okay, so first of all, especially when we first started, I thought I had a speech impediment because it was just certain. And this is, and I don't know if it's just my accent or just the way that you know when everyone in their families develops speech patterns based on like whoever's they're near around the most, right? So for me, it was my mom, and then my dad for certain things. So I think that's also why I have a deep voice, like just comparatively speaking. But I thought I learned about myself about my speech patterns and learning how to actually be more mindful of how I'm talking to people, particularly. I just said but trying to get rid of word garbage like and duh and all that stuff. Learning to pause if I am having a brain fart as opposed to saying and just in general, just being clear about thinking about what I'm going to say next, like I'm doing now, thinking about what I'm going to say next and delivering my point as clearly as possible. Doesn't always that how key and important communication is. Like, I mean, this is a podcast. This is audio only first. So people really need to understand what you're talking about. They need to be able to hear you clearly, but also can you clearly express your point of view? So this podcast helped me learn that I need to get better at it. And I'm still learning to get better at it. How it changed me, again, just made me be a little bit more introspective and do the work to make myself better as a person, as a leader, as a orator, that stuff. If you can bring back or add any one person or segment to the show, who or what would it be? Obviously, I bring back Jamie for sure. Chico Leo, already comes
Yes.
back. He pops up every so often
He's definitely
anyway.
being on video
So I mean,
soon.
he's right around.
That is happening.
Yeah, he's right around the corner. He's right around the corner in Brooklyn. So we're thankful that he's able to pop up when he can. Jamie's a little different story. She has her own thing going on, but yeah, I would love to have her on because sometimes I would love to have her on like all the time. But I still like support everyone doing their own thing. So I'd say those are my answers.
Jamie Rigetti has the best voice, like as far as like vocal tone of who I want to hear. Out of all four of us, like I fucking love hearing Jamie talk. Like it's just the best voice. Yeah,
It is a good voice, and that's another thing. The other thing I learned that I hate my voice. I mean,
Your
some
voice
people are
is
like your
great.
voice is fine. I'm like, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. Honestly, vending machine change your voice. Like you can just buy a new voice. Like you can buy random shit. I would totally
No,
buy a
you
new
wouldn't.
voice.
Because people,
I
no.
yes,
'cause
I
we need
would.
it-
Yes, I would.
That voice is our money.
What? You can still have my voice. No, because I always wanted an accent and all this stuff, like a British accent and all that other stuff. So
You can just
yeah,
take acting lessons and get a British accent. That's not that difficult. Yeah.
true. But yeah, I learned a lot of things about myself that maybe are more self-deprecating, but I also learned how to be better.
Let's see. I would also love to bring Jamie back, but I also don't really think about it like that because I know Jamie can come on whenever she has time.
Facts.
And
Facts.
I know that this is our show, so we can do pretty much anything we want. So when I'm like, bring somebody back or segment, if we feel like doing it, we do it. That's just pretty much it. We're not beholden to anyone out there. No one especially pays our bills in that way, other than like our patrons and stuff. So we do what we want over here. So that I don't really worry about. What I've learned about myself goes to that. Is that I've learned that being yourself and really sticking true to what you believe in will get you very far in the world. That's what I've learned about from doing this show. Because I learned that really just being, the black geek that I am has taken me super far into places that I would never know. And then speaking my mind and being very honest and being very upfront about who I am and not really... While I listen to other people and stuff, I really don't waver in certain things. It's like I believe that, we need to work towards a better humanity, and I believe that we live in a patriarchal white supremacist society, and we should all fight against it every day. And so that, yeah,
Message.
And so those type of things I don't ever shy away from, and I believe that, geeks are, I mean, now it's pretty much... commonplace where, everybody's a geek and stuff. But when we started the show, even, it wasn't that way. And I remember when I'd have people who weren't geeks listen to the show, and they were like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but you're so confident and you're so knowledgeable about what you're saying that I'm interested.
Yeah.
And so that made me so much more confident about myself.
Yes, we got that a lot about like my family definitely. They're like, well, I don't know what y'all talking about, but y'all sound good. And it's interesting. And that actually brings me to the second point of what I've learned about myself over the years is stick to what you know, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to in terms of stay in your lane. So if there's some topic or whatever that I really don't know about, I don't jump into that lane because the moment I do, I sound stupid because it's clear that I'm just fucking around and trying to grasp at straws. It's just much what you're saying, Ben. Like, just be yourself, do what comes natural to you, and talk about the things that you are informed on. And if you're not that informed, learn.
Yes.
Learn. Do your research. Just like not everybody can be everything to everyone. So that's what I learned.
I just learned to be so much more confident in general about myself because I remember, and I've been told this many a time over the years, like the first time that we went to New York Comic Con, I was scared to even hand people at that time it was Fan Bros, like a Fan Bros sticker. We had the fire stickers that year. Fire. Oh, they were so sick. If you got one, that's a fucking classic exclusive. And
it is.
We were handing them out, and I was shook, because I'm like, oh, who cares about this little podcast about black geek culture, whatever, or people of color culture.
Were you scared of rejection?
I don't know. I wasn't confident in what we were doing.
You confident now, though. walk in the room and be like, yo, we here, fam. Like, where is our table?
That's something that I've always believed in. Like you said this earlier about doing the work. And that's something I've always believed in. Like, people don't understand. Like, I was talking to Dallas Penn on Instagram yesterday, and I don't really personally, I don't talk about my history, but I've been interviewing rappers and celebrities since I was 16 years old. This is no lie. You know, I've got footage. I'm about to actually digitize a lot of footage from back then. I've got footage, photos, everything. Ooh. You know, when I was at Howard, I interviewed everyone. When I was in high school, I interviewed everyone. So when I got to like the Combat Jazz show and stuff, I'd already been a DJ. You know, I'd already been that. I'd already been running my own blog, pleasedon'tsay.com, which at the time was one of the, you know, top, I'd say 20 hip hop blogs. And at moments, it was one of the top 5, you know, no lie. Yeah.
It was up there.
Yep.
I knew that before I knew
you. And then, you know, I DJ'd in major clubs around the world. So I'd like been around celebrity fame, all that stuff for a long time, well before we even got to Combat. So it wasn't like this is new to me or any of that stuff. But at the same time, I'm not one who walk around and talk about it. I just do the effing work, you know? And I also believe in, like, nobody tests me. I've learned that. And I knew that before this. Like, if I go on the net or whatever, talk about hip hop, about geek culture, whatever, it's like people can say whatever, but they know my fucking history. You know, you can't, I might be wrong about a subject or whatever, and we can debate it, but at least I know what the hell I'm talking about, and I know that, you know, because I've done the work, and you can check the resume. You know, and that, like,
ooh,
that's what I mean. It's not even a thing. Emoji. It's like I fully believe in what we do, and I became confident in what we do. I know me and you are both dope hosts. You know, I know that we do some of the best interviews I've ever heard because I've been interviewing people since I've been 16, and I've been studying the game since then. You know, I know what a good interview is. I know what a good show is. You know, I came up under Combat even after all that work I'd already done, who's one of the best to me ever. You know, so I know what we do. Rest in peace,
Combat. Reggie taught me so much, too, over the years. So... like a lot.
Sitting over there texting with the angry face, Ben. You live on the air. What you doing over there texting with the angry face?
If nothing else, Reggie was like, get y'all shit out there. Like, put y'all shit out there and work.
Yep.
So we learn a lot. The next question comes from Tuxedo Flask, a.k.a. Statica Shakur. What up? Long time listener and also Patreon fam. They write, what is the worst episode or arc of your favorite series? And did that influence your opinion of the series moving forward? It can be a movie, a show, book or comic, etc.
Shout out to George Kimona who told me to skip every droids-related episode of Clone Wars. And I wish I'd listened.
Oh, is that it?
Yo, there was a 4-parter. They've been doing these like in season 4 or 5 or maybe even 3 on. They started doing like 3-parters. The first 2 seasons were like 1 episode story done. It was fantastic. Then they started doing these 3-parters, and some of them shits drag. Then they did what I think was a 4-parter on these droids with a story that had already been like a concept of a story. It had already been done in a series. I know because I'm watching it all at once. You know, so I'm like, yo, I've already gotten this lesson. You know, I've already learned this thing you're trying to tell through this 4-parter. So when I got like to 3.5, I skipped to the next episode. Yeah, and shout out to Regular Chef who said in the chat that them droids, I mean trash. I won't say trash, but no, it didn't change my opinion. Clone Wars is amazing because right after that droid episode, oh my God, Tatiana, there's an episode where if I'd been like holding something, I would have dropped it. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to come back to you next week, Statica, because every time I run into an episode, whatever that is terrible trash, like I just erase it from my mind almost. Like I put it in the rubbish bin mentally, and I'm like, because I'm usually very angry that I subjected myself to it, and if something disappoints me that bad, I'm like, yo, fuck this shit. So I have to come back to you on that, but I know something has pissed me off to no end.
People hate the last season of Lost. I don't really love it, but
I've never watched Lost.
People hate it. It's never changed my opinion of Lost. I still think Lost is one of the greatest shows of all time, and I'll fight people who disagree.
Oh, you know what? I can't say one. It's an old one, but it's true. Fucking Hunger Games, bro. Both the book and the movie, because the movie follows the books. The way that shit ended, like you could tell Suzanne Collins. Yeah, that was the author. You can tell she kind of just ran out of steam. She was like, yeah, bro, we just gonna
Wrap it up, B.
close the book on that. We're gonna wrap it up. Like, it was just like, that's how you end this shit? Like, fuck PETA? Like, whatever. Like, I was a big, and I still kind of am. I was a big Hunger Games fan, and I just was not with the shits when it came to how. So let's say that. Yes. And I'm looking at the chat. Caitlin says the last Hunger Games seemed like it was written by someone different. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. But let's see. It's same person, Caitlin. They asked a question too in the chat. They said, "What's your favorite film or TV adaptation of a book or short story, comic book or graphic novel?" This is a question we get a lot. But we have so many. Favorite adaptation of a book or short story. Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yes. Now it's
Watchmen. I mean, there's so many great, so I won't take away from a lot. There've been a lot of good. I think Infinity War and Endgame. They're not at all. They're not. They're not the same story from the book.
And I always say the Infinity War movie. A lot of characters.
But
so
I think they're both incredible. So.
I want to read some of these comments in the chat because they're funny. Regular Chef writes, Ben Amin's gonna have everybody's too shook to give AKAs. I think people are gonna be shook because they're gonna see your face. Volkmer says, "This is why I'll never submit an AKA." Laughing my ass off. Image Inception says, "The look of disappointment, confusion is hilarious." Like, that's what I'm saying. You gotta Negro Domus. You got people shook on this shit.
All right. Thank y'all for everybody on Twitch right now. Do we have any other questions tonight?
I'll read this. It also comes from Maze, the person that you hated like 98% of his AKAs. But
I did.
So I'm not going to subject you to them again. But here's the second question.
Explain that. Somebody in the chat. Yeah, explain Leona, bruh, to me.
Yeah.
Is that like a beer reference?
Like, is that?
All right. What's this question?
I don't know. The question goes, I have a hypothetical question. Say you two were in charge. Say you two were in charge of reopening all movie theaters. How would you? Stop reading the question before I say it. Would you have the same movie on multiple screenings to offset capacity restrictions or a variety of movies across screens? Also, what previously released movie would you use to entice people to show up for the first
murder people?
First of fucking all, don't do what AMC did, because I think that shit was wild petty. We'll get into that later.
I mean, before
We'll get into that in a minute. I just want to answer his question. The answer is I'm not reopening the movie theaters. Not anytime soon, my guy, because Ben Amin says, do you want to kill people? So
like, how would you like to kill people?
But how? So how have I approached this? The way my approach is, until Fauci or someone reputable, as in like C. Brandon Obunu, says that it's okay, I'm not reopening the theaters. And even if I am, I'm just like, the way shit is set up is to me, it's like hustling backwards. Why would you open a theater and then implement social distancing? So you mean like every other seat can be filled? And it's just like, well, what happens when it's a small theater and you only got like 10 seats or 20 seats anyway? So like you're at half capacity or a quarter capacity. Do you ramp up over time? I know that's what you meant when you asked this question, Maze, but to me, I'm just like, I'm not opening. I'm not opening.
Like Alamo
period.
Or any of these nicer theaters where they have people bringing you food?
I mean, everyone's gonna have to wear masks and stuff. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't know what the new world looks like when we do get to a point, and we will get to everything's quote unquote safe. What does that mean? What does that look like? I don't know.
But I know if in this hypothetical world, if I was in charge of reopening all movie theaters, this is what I would do. I'd sell my stock.
And like now that we've cleared this question, let's go into the whole AMC thing. But if y'all don't know, it can't be nothing else. Okay, I'm glad you said it. Let me get into it. If y'all don't know, okay. But I thought it was a white woman that's owned.
I mean, it's
but anyway, we'll get to it.
The heart of that too. 53%.
Oh, facts. Message.
Why they go there? Their husband come home. Hey, I love him. Oh, okay. I don't want to get beat tonight.
Movie Trolls World Tour, I think it's called, or whatever like that. But anyway, the newest troll movie. Because of the pandemic, what Universal decided to do was do a VOD, video on demand release first. Meaning they were like, look, you can't go nowhere, but we got this shit sitting here. We're not gonna fumble the bag. Let's release it, which is smart from a business perspective, from a logic perspective. It's like, look, we got this content, or to their credit, Bontent. Let's put this shit out there. They made, according to them, they made more in like the first 2 weeks of release or some shit than they made in like the first 4 months of being in a theater on the last Trolls movie. So all essentially said this, this VOD strategy was on point. We did that. We're going to continue with this later on when the theaters open up. We're going to give it to the theaters. Boom. That's what they said. Here come AMC talking about, oh, so y'all gonna make unilateral decisions like that? Bet. No more Universal films in our theaters, period. That's what AMC said. Now, I read their whole statement, and while I understand parts of the sentiment, what was Universal supposed to do? Sit on the bag? Fumble the bag? Like, what? First of all, at home with their parents right now. Parents is dying trying to get away from their kids, and they don't want to be their teachers and all this other shit no more. They want to give them something that they can take their mind off, at least for this is it would be stupid not to release a video on demand. It makes sense because I guess Universal was like, yo, can we do it this way? Like, I guess because they getting permission, they just decided to. What the fuck else are they supposed to do? I got the answer. Let me know. What else was they supposed to do? And then for y'all to say, and then what they said in the statement was, we didn't do this to be petty. Yes, y'all did. I mean, everything, any Universal movie, nationwide or worldwide. I don't know if AMC is overseas, but
yeah.
The whole chain, bro.
I mean, that also is like showing them like maybe they really don't care about Universal movies either. That also shows the power because if Marvel pulled this movie, they'd be like, all right,
And in the chat, I'm a shout out like Universal. I understand that there is a symbiotic relationship between theaters and these studios, and yet not just the theater experience, the same mental space, emotional space, adapt with the times. There is no theater right now. There is no $50 tub of popcorn and all that shit. People's already paying premium to watch this troll shit on VOD. So what are you supposed to do? You ain't giving nobody L but you, because to me, like, you see everybody, it's easy for me not to go to AMC except for like one or two things. That's going to fuck up with y'all margins. And what's to say that AMC's response is not going to hit back on them? It's going to hit them back in the wrong way. It's already starting.
AMC.
Sponsor. AMC talking about pulling Universal. What's to stop other studios from saying, "Oh well, fuck y'all, we gonna do this too"?
They still gonna carry Universal.
Yeah, so you gonna
whatever
give
when
yourself
Universal
the L?
does have that hit that you need. Who knows? That might pop up. When theaters open, it ain't like Marvel gonna be on, Disney gonna be on top forever. Like, somebody gonna have a hit. Even though Disney on top, other people still have hits every year.
Like, I didn't understand that. To me, they just could have. I understood certain points. They could have just it reflects poorly upon you, AMC, man. So, anyways, that's the end of guac. Then I mean,
you let Nas down.
If it Uchiwali was the one mic, I mean,
that took our new reference this week, didn't it?
Yo.
About that.
Yo.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, that's the end of guac. If let's you guys know if you have a guac question, geek and pop culture, whether it be about your own personal life or whether you have questions for us. Don't even matter. Hit us up. Contact our ForAllNerds.com if you want to email us. You can also hit us up on the socials at ForAllNerds. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, you are one of the Patreon fam, you get a guaranteed guac question if you're on a certain tier. But just hit us. Send us a note. Say, yo, I got a question. Why Ben I mean be frowning at my AKAs all the time? Don't even matter.
Maze has had some great ones. Don't act like I haven't been him up when he's had some great ones. Yes. But this week
he has. No, you have.
This week was,
you have. It's just
kind of
the level of burn
it was a little rough.
He's like, I can't believe they focused the entire second.
But we also answered the question. So thank you for the question. That was a great question as well. And thank you to everybody who sends in their question week after week. And I think with that, we're about to take another break and we'll be right back.
Got it bumping. Dylan got it bumping.
Yes, sir.
And we're back. As always, thank you for listening, for watching this episode of the For All Nerds Show on all kind of platforms, but most especially right now, we are on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. We are live on there as we speak. If you missed it and you're listening to this show on one of those other platforms, you can go over to twitch.tv/ForAllNerds right now and watch, because we have a plethora of videos up there. A plethora. As well as on our youtube.com/ForAllNerds, where there's also ForAllNerds TV. Could there? Yes.
The URL's
youtube.com/ForAllNerds
TV.
It comes right up. There can only be one.
Well, comes up, right.
And so it's right there. We got
only
all
one.
kind of videos over there. I've got my twitch.tv/DJ Ben Amin, where you'll be seeing me DJ. It'll be on this channel as well, if you haven't already caught that. All kind of things. I mean, Tatiana going to be rocking that Animal Crossing soon enough. It's going down. Yes.
It's a lot going down. Also, as I'm watching ourselves on the stream, I have to learn like different things about as a show progresses and evolves and stuff. I have resting bitch face, so sometimes I'm just sitting there and people are just like, "Are she mad? Is she upset?" And I gotta remember, like, I'm on camera, you guys can see me just doing. So I'm not gonna be smiling all the time. But
and Volcamir said we need a soundboard. We actually already do. I already got the DJ equipment hooked into this. I could be dropping all kind of bombs and all that.
Yeah, no, it's coming, bro.
We also like to save that. Like I said, we have an editor who does an amazing job. And so if we start dropping all kind of stuff in here, how's he gonna do his work?
He's Like, I cannot
fam. Like, come
ruined
on,
all
man. Y'all asking
the-
too much right now. Slow down. Well, we got all kind of intermissions. We got all kind of stuff going on in here. This shit fire. First time out. Facts. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got that. All kind of drops coming in here. Ben, I mean, you know how I do. Come on, man. This is what we do. Soundboard. Yeah, we used to have a soundboard for the Combat Jazz show that actually, A-King found it the other day, but, man, I can't even play that because them sounds are trifling.
Shout out to A-King.
Them sounds were full of trifling. What's new? I'll tell you what's new in some very good news. Queen Sono has been renewed for a second season on Netflix. Thank y'all very much. That was one of my favorite shows. Was that this year? Wow. Or was that last year? I don't know.
It is.
Was it?
No, it's last year.
Yep.
What, Queen Sono? Oh, when you talked about it for the first time? No.
Wow.
Decade, but here we are. Remember we were saying that about 2019? Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Pearl Tusi is your queen to be. Your queen to be.
No, but yeah, just
love to marry his imagination. This is his other.
Fantastic actress, fantastic show. Actually, I loved it. Just one of my favorite shows. If you haven't peeped it yet, we're all sitting at home and it's right there on Netflix. Queen Sono, first season, only 6 episodes long. Fire. It's about a secret agent based in South Africa. Pearl Thusi plays Queen Sono, the lead character who is the secret agent. So it's basically like getting a black woman as James Bond, but even better because you get all the South African culture infused into this show about secret agents and all that stuff. And the South African culture is not just infused, it is in the very DNA of the show. Like, it deals with so many topics that are only relevant to Africans, African Americans, all of us. So peep it. Very great show. So happy that it got a second season. I can't wait for that, for real. Yes.
Yes. And since you mentioned South Africa, I have to shout out Andy. What up, Andy? Andy's long-time listener, supporter of For All Nerds. What up? I see you, South Africa. What up?
And also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. dropped its trailer for the final season. I actually fell off Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a while back. I might get back on it right now because what else, But I fell off. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was always a dope show. I'm happy that it got this many seasons as it did. It was just one of those network shows where sometimes, man, them 23-episode seasons would be like, ooh, Jesus. Like, start doing that, Street Fighter. No, what's that? Start doing the Mortal Kombat.
Oh, well, it's also interesting how, like, it really, I attribute it to Netflix, like the Netflix effect.
Yes.
And honestly, sometimes for the best, really good focused content within 8 episodes, 9 episodes, maybe 10 episodes. So you don't need 55 episodes. Now, of course, if things are well written and if they just know what they're doing, then yeah, more episodes the better. Great. But it just comes to show you that it's not necessarily required.
Volkerman said the season was too short, and I hope not, actually, man. I actually prefer seasons right now. Like we were talking about Unorthodox, and that's only 5 episodes, right? And that shit is fire. Yeah, incredible. Because
Unorthodox is on that.
Yeah, so good. And you don't waste time. And I felt the same way with Queen Sono. I could have used maybe one more episode, but I love the way that episode was so tense and so filled with like, yo, what's going to happen? And then it like set up the next season so well. So I thought it was perfect, man. And like I've been watching Better Call Saul, and that's 10 episodes. I finished the first season of that. And I thought that was great. I thought Better Call Saul, man, what's his name? Vince Gilligan. He's such a beast, yo, because he does it so well. Yeah, it's like
Vince is a beast. I'm gonna full disclosure. I'm not a fan of Better Call Saul.
Oh wow,
just FYI.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just couldn't get into it. But Vince Gilligan is a beast
because it's like just on Breaking Bad. It's the same way. It's like you got these 10 episode season. The 9th episode is the one where it just all turns up, and then the 10th just sets up the next season so well. And as a writer, I'm so impressed with that because it like it's like the page turn where it's like gets you to turn the page to the next season. And he's so good at doing that, man. So shout out. I'm loving. I didn't think I'd like Better Call Saul. I feel you. Because I was like, I never wanted to watch it. I never cared. And people were like, yo, it's better than Breaking Bad. I'm like, fuck out of here. Ain't no way it's better than Breaking Bad. And I'm not saying that yet till I'm only one season in. But I'm enjoying it on the level of Breaking Bad in a way that I did not think I would. I care about the characters who have no relation to Breaking Bad now. Probably as much as the characters who I knew from Breaking Bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you and
really
Chico
good,
share
Jen.
similar sentiments.
Yeah.
And then one thing I wanted to do this week. Chico's not here, but I'm cribbing him a little bit. But I wanted to do a Tatiana pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Thank you. I appreciate that song. It's not like some esoteric thing that new thing that you have never heard of that Chico usually does that and is actually usually fire what he picks. But my pick of the week is actually Westworld. The last couple of weeks I started this series and I caught up. Wow. Now I'm completely fully caught up. I'm on the current season. We like going hard. When I say watching this shit every single day. I love Westworld to a T. Like, and I know.
No,
it was
I'm
coming.
not. Hey,
it's coming, y'all. It's coming. I see that. I mean, I see
for the show to I saw the first season. I thought it was cool. I did not watch the second season, but maybe like one episode in it. And then I started on the third, and I watched one episode in that, and I was just like, "This ain't for me." I just was good, but I don't. Yeah,
and that's fair. I loved it from freaking jump, and perhaps because I'm a huge sci-fi, huge what do you call that? Like existence questioning type of person, and are we real? Is this a simulation? All that type of shit. Mm-hmm. Like that is my fucking bread and butter. All that Isaac Asimov shit. Like I'm into that hard body. So Tandy Newton's one of the leads. I fucking love Tandy.
She's a beast.
And just the way she's a beast. But just this for me, if you're that type of person who you're into the sci-fi, but it also has heist thriller elements and also oh my God, why am I blanking? What's her name? That my other girl that plays Valkyrie in Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson is in it, and she's a beast. So please, there's a lot of people who just show up in this too. So it's just good to see random people pop up. Jeffrey Wright is incredible in this as well. I didn't realize how huge he was as a person. Like
what do you mean?
Didn't realize. So like he has stature. Jeffrey Wright. Like when
You've never seen
he's
Shaft?
Just I thought he was just.
Oh
no,
man,
no.
No, look, okay, it's not a good movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not but this was when he was young, right? And this is the story that they tell about it. He came on the set and he's playing a villain, but he's not the main villain, and at least in the script. And his role was very short. But this, I'm about to say, this man comes on the set and destroys it. You know what I mean? Like where they had to write more scenes for him nightly, they said. They just kept writing and writing to the point where I don't even remember who plays. It might be Christian Bale who plays the main villain. And all I remember is like when I first saw it, I was like, who the fuck is that? And he's a superstar.
Well, he's very, he just has a presence. He really does. And even though for a few episodes, his character was getting on my nerves, I will admit that. Still, just overall, the story, the approach, the future tech. That's the other thing. I'm such a huge geek when it comes to futurism and future tech. And my eye, especially second season, my eyes were fucking big as saucers seeing all the the new just the ideas. Maybe that's also why I'm a Star Trek person. Just all of the everything behind it and how it affects humanity. So again, I recommend Westworld. It's huge. I already know it's a big show anyway. I don't know where it falls on the scale of how popular it is. I know it's popular enough, which is why it's on it's this season. But yeah, just watch it. And I'm sorry, and it's on season 3 right now. I said season 2. It was on season 3 right now. So definitely watch that. It's on HBO. So if you don't have it, maybe get somebody's HBO Go login. Watch that shit.
All right. I will say real quick, comic books still haven't been back on shelves, but real quick, let's do a comic side count. It's not the same without the effect, right? That one I might need a button. I might need to, comics. I might need a button for that one.
Luna would kill you
I know,
for killing this audio.
Might need a button for that one. But anyway, Comics I Cop, we'll be talking about all the comics we've been copping. Even though they have reading, looking at, reminiscing over the days when you could go to a comic book shop. That's what we do with Comics I Copped. And even though I haven't been to the store lately, I did get a delivery from my local comic book shop. Anyone Comics came through with the delivery. Shout out to y'all. They brought me the beautiful, and it's so beautiful, Tatiana, House of X, Powers of X hardcover.
Oh, I want that.
Glorious.
Oh, I want
it's
that.
So well done. Like, it doesn't have too many extras. It's got some sketch art and stuff like that. But the pages are really glossy and oversized, so you get to see the art and everything is so fire. I'm really happy with that purchase. Also, I got the latest issue of Far Sector, which we were talking about last week, and a few other books. But, I just want to say try and support your local comic book shop if you're able. Hit them up, see if they're still doing deliveries or pickups, or if you can get some gift cards for them, whatever have you. Please do. Please support your local comic book shop. And one last thing, because I'm really actually kind of hype about this, y'all. It's weird. Like, we talked about confidence and all that stuff earlier in the show. But the other day I posted some my screenshots from Spider-Man PS4 on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
thank you.
Very
and
good.
there's actually
Beautiful.
this guy, his name is Ben Riley on Twitter, but he's I think he's from New Zealand, I'm not sure, or Austria, one or the other. But that's like two completely different places in the world. But he is so dope with his shots. Like, his whole, Twitter feed is just nothing but the most fire Spider-Man shots I've ever seen. And I peeped his stuff a few weeks ago, and I was wow, you can do so much more than what I've ever done. So I went back and I started, experimenting with the camera in there, and I'm getting better. And I felt like those were some good shots where I could post them. But even when I posted them, I was mad nervous, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And then that dude liked my shit and retweeted it and was like, yo, these are dope shots. And I'm like, oh, shit, yeah.
See what happens when you put good in the universe, you get good back
people,
to you.
And it's also about putting good in the universe, but it's also about just putting yourself out there. Because that's really all I wanted. I can't be like, I just wanted a few people to be like, yo, these are dope. And when that dude who I consider to be really dope was like, yo, these are dope, it made me to take more, and really get better at it. Because I've always been a photographer. I've always studied film, even before DJing. I've been into film. I went to Howard for film and photography. Yes, sir.
HU?
But, I feel like I take some photos and stuff, but it's just one of those things where I don't really put that out there as much. But, like, with this digital photography, I'm really enjoying it. And I was asking people other games like Spider-Man that I can play and take dope photos in. And people gave me a list. So I'm going to be doing some more of that. But Spider-Man is just, to me, it's one of the best for taking photos, y'all. Even the list of games people were giving me, I'm like, but can you get me photos of Spider-Man?
Do you know someone today on Twitter was like, to be honest, Peter Parker doing the photos of Spider-Man is basically his version of OnlyFans.
Wow.
And I was just like, when you think about it.
All right. And with that, folks, we're out of here. Thank you for joining us and watching on Twitch, on twitch.tv/ForAllNerds. Thank you so much, y'all. Oh, my God, this means the world to us for real. We'll be bringing you a lot more over here. You saw that little video change up as I said that. I love that. Them transitions. So buttery. But no, for real, thank you, man. This means the world. We're gonna work on it. I'm gonna, work on this kung fu effect we got going over here because that's terrible. But me and Tatiana were talking. It's not about perfection. It's just about bringing it. Like, sometimes you just try to go with it. And so that's what we did today because we weren't gonna do this to real, like, it ain't right. But then we're like, F it, man, fuck it, put it out there, put y'all shit out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it. We're life.
Thank y'all. Peace.
Dylan got it bumping.